The international speaker with the orange tie, and he's bringing the juice, don't forget that, who, as an expert in dealing with young people, of course is sharing his views on why it's important for our children to learn about money early. So thank you, Steve, for sticking around.
That's fine, it's fine.
Yeah, so before the break we were talking about the fact that you can use jam jars.
Yep.
As a really good visual and fun way to start to get your children into the mindset. And you also made me think about just the journey with your daughter, which also is not just about teaching her about money, but it's also teaching some other critical life skills.
Of course.
For example, the power of saving and
Yep.
waiting for something. I do feel like we live very much in a now culture,
Definitely.
particularly young people.
So,
I feel like there's a wider message there.
Yeah.
So you have been doing some work with MyBnk.
That's right.
Yeah, talk to us a little bit about
MyBnk,
that.
a great organisation based in London, and what their mindset is, and I love the whole concept of what they're looking at, and it's not rocket science, but it's realising that young people need to learn about money. And the funniest thing is, I've been working in schools for many years, there isn't a course that says money. Study this and you'll learn X, Y, Z. And MyBnk, I think, have filled that gap superbly. MyBnk, www.mybank.org, just to find out more information. And I had a great chat with a guy called Steve, who's the guy behind it in London, that is. And he said on that website there's a lot of information around free resources to help young people look at what MyBnk are doing. I've been delivering, and it's great when I'm delivering this program, because what happens, I often say this when I deliver, is that you're going to learn something you didn't know before you walked into the door about money, and that often brings a silence, because we all talk about money, but what can you learn about money? So what MyBnk tried to do is they tried to look at the concepts of how money can be saved, how it can be invested, what money is. As you're probably aware, it started off as just a bartering tool.
Exactly.
And I often say to people, I often hold, this is a thing I often do, I hold a £10 note, and I said, if anyone can tell me why you don't want this £10 note, I'll give it to you. And you can imagine there's a storm of people with their hands up. I know why you don't want it. I know I don't want it. I don't want it because I don't need it. Oh, so you don't need it? No, yeah, I need it. So, come on, you've got to tell me why you don't want this £10, and I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
And then after a while, you can imagine all the hands go. Even the teachers start getting involved. You know what I mean? Start putting their hand up. I say to them, it's not the money you want. It's what you're going to do with it.
Exactly.
Okay?
It's a
So
tool.
I say to them, yeah, if I give you this £10 note, you're not going to take it home and stick it on your wall, because it's no good to you. It's what you do with it. So it's getting them to realise that really money is just a bartering tool.
Yeah.
It's what you're aiming to reach for. One of the big things I talk about is value. Absolutely important.
Yes.
Worked with a group of teenagers a couple of days ago, actually just before the half term, talking about value. And one of the boys was saying, I want to earn money like Wayne Rooney.
Fair play.
So I told them the story about Wayne Rooney earning, I think, £200,000.
Yeah.
And that whole thing about, is he worth it? And a lot of them were saying, no, it's not worth it, man, it's not worth it. And I could tell you, I said to them, you know what, the man's underpaid.
Thank you.
At that point,
He actually
the
is.
teacher was kind of reaching for me, you could have put your hand across your neck as if to say,
Stop.
you've gone too far here.
Yes, stop.
And what I explained, as I've probably explained this before, it's not really about Wayne Rooney, it's the value they put on Wayne Rooney.
Yeah.
So Wayne Rooney, for example, I think is earning something along the lines of £15 million a year, which sounds like a lot of money. Manchester United, per season, are earning something like £2.2 billion on Wayne Rooney, just from all of the marketing, Southeast Asia. It's probably more than that. So if you look at it in a concept-wise, he's actually underpaid, because what he's providing as a value is not really being represented.
In his wage.
To us, yeah, we think, wow, £15 million, the guy needs to behave himself and start playing football properly. Sorry,
Yeah, me too, so it's okay. Oh, laugh at that joke.
The reality is, it's all about value. So how you then compare that is then I say to the young people, how can you increase your value?
Yes.
Yeah. What clubs do you belong to? What clubs do you volunteer to? Because what I'll do, that'll add to your value on your CV. Who belongs to LinkedIn? It's a question I asked a couple of weeks ago. Not a single hand went up, apart from one boy sitting right at the back. And he said, yeah, I'm on there because my dad's on there.
Yeah.
And this is a little bit how we talk about influence of money, because he realises, or his dad realises, if you get on LinkedIn, you become valuable. And this kind of links where money comes in. It's just increasing your value. So one of the tips I often talk about, because we're on our third tip, is when I'm queuing up often with my daughter. I often speak out loud what I need to buy, what maybe I can't afford this week, and what I can save for next week.
Right.
Because then it becomes a subconscious thing. So I'll say to myself, I'll say, Abigail, you know what, I'd love to buy that stereo, but you know what, I can't buy that stereo because I haven't got enough at the moment, but I'm going to get the headphones, but I'll tell you what, I have enough. And I kind of talk as I'm talking out loud, because what happens, my daughter's taking this in, and he's thinking, oh, okay, so Daddy can't get it straight away, because I'm used to getting everything straight away. Why can't I get it? But hold on, my dad's saying he's going to have to get it in a couple of weeks' time. That's my third lesson. Speak out loud when it comes to money. Don't speak negatively about it.
I was just going to say, not cussing.
Don't cuss the money. Don't cuss the money. But just say, I need to save up for, you know what, Abigail, I'm going to have to save up next week. Oh, do you know what, I'll have to wait. Because that is a subliminal thing. And I heard you talk a little bit about subconscious earlier on. These things do affect your child. And you don't think they do, especially in the car, all the things you talk about money is all being picked up by them. So that's rule number 3. Bear that in mind.
I like it. I like it. No. So tell us basically how parents can learn more.
How can they learn more? Well, I've got a couple of reference points that I think is very important. MyBnk. I am a freelance deliverer for MyBnk. I do recommend you go on there. Basically, there's a lot of resources for a child that just wants to learn about money. Okay. Get on there. There's loads of information there, and what I've found with MyBnk is that a lot of their information is easy to access. So for me, when I went on it, when I was training, because as I said I train and I work with these young people, I was looking at how I can improve myself. And I'm not joking. When you do get involved in delivering programs like the MyBnk, you start asking yourself. It's like, whoa. Am I saving 10%?
You start checking
Where's
yourself.
my jam jars, man? All of these things, it's very important. So that's one source. Another source is a book I'm halfway through, and that's part and parcel why I've kind of introduced this book in particular. There's a lady called Beth Kobler, and I'll spell it for the surname. It's Beth, Kobliner. So it's Kobliner, I should say. Kobliner. Okay. Yeah, she's got a book called Get a Financial Life. I'm only halfway through, and already I've dropped it at least 4 or 5 times, thinking, oh my gosh. Because, again, if you don't study something, you're not going to get good at it. And I think there's that natural approach that schools have, is that don't worry with money, you'll get good at it. But you won't. You need to have a system going. So for that, it really, really helped me. I'm sure you can download it online. A lot of these books, I think you can probably get samples of these books. But definitely have a look at how you, as an adult, can start putting across these concepts to your child, because they're like sponges and they will soak all of this up. It's very important.
No, absolutely, and thanks for that. And what we're going to do is we will, of course, put all of the links onto the Financial Style website. Excellent. In the meantime, if you want to learn more or you do want to contact Steve, please do email him. It's steve@thespeakerwiththeorangetie.com. If you forget the colour, just check out the website. You will see it. He's looking rather dapper. And do check out the website. Again, as I say, I'll put links on there. It's thespeakerwiththeorangetie.mfbiz.com. And he's also on Facebook as well, and it is Steve Beckles-Ebusua Live, okay, as well as on Twitter, Serious Intent. I like that. And yes, Serious Intentions, aren't Serious Intent, and but Serious Int, okay, _int, and Instagram, Steve Beckles-Ebusua, as well as, of course, on LinkedIn. As I say, all of these links will go on there. On the website already, you will find links for many of the titles that Steve himself has written. I fully recommend Because I Said So, which is about understanding your teenager. I have bought my copy today to be signed by the author, okay, because I'm like, I need my copies signed. And you know, do think, even whether your children are young or even adults, let's think about the lesson and the legacy that we send, because, you know, I think the thing that we realise is, whether you like it or not, you are creating history today. So create a history that's going to set a legacy for your children. That means they're not going to sit and cry and complain about money in maybe the way that we have had to, or even our parents had to. With a bit of education, they really can make a difference for their existence.
Can I say one more thing?
Please.
Yeah, or 2 more things. So I want to make sure I do these 7 points. One of the points that's very important is the whole goal setting thing.
Yes.
Have your daughter or your son or daughter sit down, work out what they want to buy. Okay, get a picture of it, put a picture on the wall, etc. Find out the cost of it. Obviously, if it's too expensive, it's going to be harder for them to reach that goal. But something within realms, maybe, I don't know, maybe £10 or £15. Get a picture of that and create a little chart, yeah, for them to tick off the money they've got. Remember, they've got the jam jars. What we're doing is introducing money, but in a fun mindset way.
Yeah,
and I think if they see, it has to be fun. They see the pictures there, they see the little jam jars. Oh, I've got this much of savings. All of a sudden, it doesn't then become an issue. And I think one of the most important things is to bear in mind it's all about what they can do.
Yes.
We've always got a perception of what we want them to do is what they'll do. And one final thing is, when they have set those goals, is to encourage them. Is to say that money is not a bad thing, and it's not a bad thing. It's what we do with it that makes it what it is.
Yes.
And just get them to have fun with it, because it is fun.
Exactly, and you know, believe me, when you become self-employed and it really becomes fun collecting your coin, then you know, if you instill those lessons early, you'll be surprised how innovative they will be at an early age. I say that because I can think of one teenager right now, I'm pointing at her mother, I can think of one teenager right now, I'm pretty sure she's like financially free by 25, you know.
I know the girl, I've spoken to her as well.
Oh,
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Exactly.
Mum's laughing away here, but she is unbelievable.
And it is a testament, I think, to what she's been exposed to, which is opening up things in her future. So, you know, as I say, don't underestimate young people.
No,
There's a lot more going on up there than we take into our mindsets, I suppose.
Definitely.
But listen, as I say, all links will be on the website.
All links. And can I just, I don't do shouts, but my friend has contacted me. He's in Australia, believe it or not.
Oh, bless.
Peter Stewart. And he said he's just been listening and he loves the jam jars. And I asked him to send his daughter's names, but he hasn't. But anyway, big shout out to Peter Stewart.
Oh,
and
thank you
very much for that message. And yeah, Peter, you've got it there. Just go for it and enjoy yourself, yeah?
Brilliant. Yeah, and for anybody who's missed the jam jars, don't you worry, copies of that will be on the website.
And also I'll email the 7 steps
to
PDF
anyone.
To anyone if they want them. Just email them and I'll send them that. And it's something they can really work with.
Yeah, lovely. Steve at the speakerwiththeorangetie.com. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
And yeah. Oh, it's a shame it's our last one. I'm feeling
There'll be more
it.
in the future.
There will be more in the future. Thank you. Right, when we come, no problem. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the importance of discipline. And like I say, just in case you run out of answers for your teenagers, don't worry. Steve says it's because I said so. Check out the website financialstyle.media for your copy. We'll be back in just a few moments.